Pramod Agarwal जी, Dr. Sharma, इनको मैं अपने यूनिवर्सिटी डेज से जानता हूँ, Dr. A.N. Rai and Mr. Tapan Kumar Nayak, and most importantly, the students who have joined this august institution from today. Welcome to all of you. I must also mention that the faculty here has produced some excellent products who have reached out into society and have done extremely well. So I know that this batch too will go out with flying colors, and I hope to see them perform in various fields at the top of this. I don't want to repeat what he said, but I think when you talk about expectations from young managers in the corporate, I think the primary thing that will be expected of you is to have that ethic. And that ethics, frankly, is ingrained in our system, in our society, and our traditional literature is always depicting the triumph of good over evil. I know it is not usual for people to possess a copy of Mahabharata in their house. It is said that those who keep a copy, there is disturbance in the family. Alright, you don't keep it in your house, but certainly you can read it in the library, or you can watch the many films and serials that have been staged on that theme. I personally believe that it is a very important piece of literature. It's an epic which shows this conflict of good and evil and the triumph of good. This is something that has need to be internalized. And as Dr. Sharma said, see, if you make mistakes, you have to learn from it. And these are things that you have to understand from our very own epics, things that have come down to us over thousands of years. I mean, these epics were not written down initially. They came by word of mouth. For generations, people, the sages, memorized these and passed it on to the next generation. And that is how it got enriched over time. So these ethics are very important, and I'm sure that among other things, you are going to be given appropriate lessons in ethics and morality. You must remember, you see, when we talk of Dharma, Dharma is not religion. Dharma, किसी का राजधर्म होता है, किसी का कोई और धर्म होता है. It is Dharma, is your duty and morality woven together. And as students, your dharma is to study and perform well. Tomorrow, as a manager in a corporate organization, your dharma will be to excel, to do good for that organization, to bring benefits to your employer. Or tomorrow, if you are self-employed, even better. I believe that the way the country is moving, more and more people will become businessmen in their own right. And so after you finish studying here and maybe a few years of experience in a corporate house, I believe all of you will be ready to start your own ventures. And you must have that courage, and you must have that confidence to do this, because if you don't have the courage and confidence, I think your education is going in vain. So this, I am sure, IMS will instill in all of you, and you will benefit from that. You know, when you talk of expectations from young managers, what is really expected? I am not going into the details that you will learn in the respective organizations when you go. But two things are very important. One is to be innovative, to think of new things, to improve upon existing products and processes. And that you can do by the second thing, which is thinking out of the box. Thinking out of the box means going beyond traditional values and systems and the way things have been done all over the years. How can you be different? Because unless you are different, unless you break the barriers and bondage of the past, you will not be able to surge forward and do something that is extraordinary. So in order to be extraordinary, in order to do something and leave a mark, you have to think out of the box. So thinking is an essential, integral part of expectation and success among the young managers who will be going out into the world just in a couple of years from now. You are going into a world where you will be facing all kinds of challenges. Managers will face the challenge of new technology. Some years ago, we had not even heard of something called 3D printing. Today, bridges are being built over rivers, buildings are being constructed through something called 3D printing. Frankly, even I don't know very much about it, except that you feed in what exactly you want, engineering techniques and so on and so forth, and the material, and machines will automatically build something that you want to be built. This is at a nascent stage right now, and it has not really been made effective, but in the years to come, you will be having 3D printing as the way in which construction happens, in which even healthcare takes place. And that brings me to the challenge of robotics. You must be reading that all over the world, robots are replacing humans. In fact, there are some organizations, I was reading the other day, which plan to dispense with journalists. We are all going to lose our jobs. Journalists will be dispensed with because they are setting up a pool of information brought in by robots all over the world, and this will be pooled in to start a news agency. How this will happen, I am myself not very sure, but it is certain to happen because gradually intelligent robots are being built. Artificial intelligence is now the buzzword, and when this artificial intelligence comes in, I think we will all have to adjust to the new challenges in a very big way. Things that we haven't even understood as yet properly. So you have to be ready for those very, very sudden and I would say far-reaching changes that will happen, and that will be a jolt. वो झटका तो आएगा, आने वाले दिनों में जरूर झटका आएगा. New changes and challenges are happening, and you have to be ready. There is no comfortable job anymore. Where you are going out is not a sarkari naukri, 9 to 5 days a week. For many, it will be 24/7 throughout their career, or at least the early part of their career. So you have to be ready and to excel. Ethics, hard work, realization that challenges of technology are coming and you have to respond to them effectively. And while doing that, I come back to the point of ethics and tradition. You see, India in particular has, wherever we have not been a very successful country, but we are moving towards it. The reason for our success is the blend we had of the practical and the theoretical. Our shastras and our epics give us enormous philosophical depth with which we have gone out into the world and succeeded. If you go to Southeast Asia and visit temples like Angkor Wat or Borobudur, you will see the finest examples of architecture by Indian architects and builders in faraway lands. They went there and constructed these temples and won over the local people through their philosophical understanding and their intellectual depth. And even today, in a very different way, India is more of a soft power than a hard power. We may have our nuclear plants, we may have our nuclear arsenal, but India's primary recognition, पहचान जिसको कहते हैं, is primarily from soft power. By soft power, I mean our cinema, our music, whether it's classical or modern, all this is a very well developed genre. And I'm mentioning this because tomorrow, these are areas in which there will be tremendous growth. And young managers tomorrow may be in industries like the film industry, in the music industry, in various other industries that are related to entertainment. Entertainment is going to be a very big segment of the Indian economy, and so be ready. While at one level, some of you will specialize in technology, working on 3D printers, others will be perhaps working on entertainment and the entertainment industry. All of these are, I think, major pathfinders for the Indian economy, and so be ready for all of these challenges that come. Young managers must also have a responsibility to society. You may be working in organizations where it's expected that you will be engaged in the company's CSR activities, corporate social responsibility. How to carry out CSR? Build a network of schools, hospitals, and things that benefit ordinary people, common man. Because in the coming year, we have a huge responsibility of transforming rural India. The Prime Minister has already announced a slew of programs, especially on the digital front. But this will have to be taken forward. Not one man or his vision can actually practically complete these tasks. It will need people to carry it out. Now for the rural transformation, you will need managers. Because today, the rural society has been greatly energized. More and more people are coming forward. There is literacy, there is government funding, there is building of schools, hospitals, roads, and various other things are going on. But how to optimally distribute resources so that it genuinely benefits people in our countryside, helps in agricultural development. So take for instance the fact that China has a productivity 4 times that of India when it comes to agriculture. So if our farmers are growing 1 quintal of wheat on one patch of land, in China the same patch of land they are growing 4 quintals. This is a challenge. We have to catch up. India's population is going to exceed China's. Now they say by 2030. This is an enormous challenge. And so unless we can do something about the agricultural economy, about people living in the villages, unless we can do something to empower them, India as a country will keep falling behind. And this responsibility has to be shouldered by the next generation of young managers who go out there, innovate, think out of the box, and take them forward, their own recognition of course, but also in the process the country forward. Think of the Green Revolution. Dr. Bolog, MS Swaminathan and other people, they got great recognition for themselves. But what they achieved, how it has benefited this country, you all know. So you have 2-pronged target in mind. One has to be your own excellence, your own achievement, recognition for yourself, and the other is benefit to the country and society at large. I'm sure that in the coming weeks and months, along with your core curriculum, you will be engaging on all kinds of activities that are going to help you develop further, develop your talents, innovate, think out of the box. Remember, that is the key. The key to success is innovation and out of the box thinking. And that you learn from your surroundings, from your peer group, from your friends, from your professors, from the gurus, as they said in older times. So, I'm only wishing you that you absorb, come to a very good institution, it will give you all that. It's your ability to absorb the vibes, absorb what is conveyed to you, communicated to you, how do you absorb it, and how you fruitfully use it. On that will depend your success. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.